Hi, my name is Maria Instituche Gomez. On this time, we will be talking about Japan and the correct way to negotiate it with this country and its people. The main thing we should take into account are the basic data of this country, as they will give us a prior context to be able to have a reference of what this country is like. Japan has a population of 172.2 million people, with an area of 377 square kilometers. Its form of government is a constitutional monarchy that has in its power 47 prefectures. In Japan, there are no states, they are called prefectures. Talking about economic issues, this country has a GDP per capita of $27, handling a currency known as the Japanese yen. Their main language is Japanese, although they are taught English in most schools. It is very uncommon to find people who speak English fluently because they are usually shy and have problems with the language. The religions that have the most weight in this country are Shinto and Buddhism. Shinto is an indigenous religion of Japan that is very related to its customs, so it's almost impossible in some cases to disconnect religion from traditions. This consists in affirming the existence of divines or spiritual beings called kami, which are found in natural or at least superior to human existence. On the other hand, Buddhism is one of the most important religions not only in Japan but also around the world. The Buddhists follow the teaching of Buddha, originally known as Siddhartha Gautama, who teaches the way to liberation from suffering and the cycle of birth and death. Its capital is Tokyo, which has 8 million people, having as main cities Yokohama with 3 million people, Osaka with 2, Nagoya with 2, Sapporo with 1, Kyoto with 1, and Kobe with 1 million people. City quite influential in the economy of the country. Finally, they have a national holiday every December 23. On the other hand, Japanese people are usually quiet, cool when coming into contact with other people. They don't let themselves be carried away by emotions. Physical contact is not usually well or safe. No sentimental things within the work or the labor environment. Without embark, we as a negotiators to be able to work with them need an intermediary that is well connected to Chukaisbu or some official organizations such as the Commercial Service of the Embassy, Chamber of Commerce, etc. However, we must bear in mind that we must choose the intermediary well, since Japanese companies don't like to change the intermediary, so if we choose one this won't be long term. Well, let's begin with how the business environment develops in Japan. As we well know, Japan is one of the most important countries in the world. They are world power and although they are in an economic bubble and with a crisis in their business model, Japan will continue to be a second power in the world for some more years. The Japanese society is very oriented to consumers, so we can find within its market high quality goods and high price and good of average quality and relative moderate prices. covering the needs of people, something that we should have bear in mind time to want to negative. A god in the Japanese market is they are very national people, so they will prefer domestic products over foreign products. That is why you must have a plus against nationals. Also that we will find products and brands of world prestige and for that you should always have an added palette to local taste. As we mentioned before, there are cities where the economic activities of the country are concentrated. In this case, the most important are Kanto, known as Tokyo, and Kansai, known as Osaka. On the other hand, a large part of the country's foreign business is carried out through the famous Shousas, which are large trading companies of these trading companies that are in charge of buying from the main companies in the world. To be able to negotiate with the Japanese negotiation strategies are used, such as bearing in mind that time is very rigid. One of the things that the Japanese hate most is wasting time. So if they agree on day and time, it will be that day and they commonly arrive up to 10 minutes before that time, but the meeting will be at the agreed time during the meeting. Only matters related to what is agreed on the stabilization agenda are discussed. There is not improvisation or flexibility in these issues to be addressed unless they are also important to them or call their attention. Information is very valuable to Japanese, so information should always be provided in writing such as catalogs, offers, proposals, etc. These materials should be written impeccable in Japanese or English. They consider that if you cannot write a good report, will not be as suppliers. Dealing with the Japanese is very formal. People are called by their last name, preceding Mr. or Mr. When you already know the person, you can use the suffix "san", meaning Mr. after last name. For example, Uzumaki-san. Proper names should never be used at the beginning. Among the Japanese, it is very common for immigrants to be close with a verbal contrary. However, in international negotiations, they prefer writing contracts to avoid mis- misunderstanding, although the importance of verbal communicated trust and the relationships between the parties should be highlighted in the form of grading. The best is to wait for them to take the initiative. With foreign negotiators, they commonly use a handshake on formal occasions. They perform a bow. Their degree of inclination show the status given to the other party. For Western people, the most appropriate thing is to respond with a gentle initiation. When bowing, you should keep your look down and place your hand crossed in front. Thanks for watching. Sayonara. Hi, my name is